Hi, Cancer family. How are you doing, Moon Children? I hope it has been a beautiful January. Here we are in February. And the logic of February, I have had to sit with this month. I have had to sit and think through it. It's a very mystical month. I keep saying this for everybody, but it's just a heads up. The way information is coming in February is very unique. It is not an action-based February. It is a February where we've got to check in really deep into our roots, deep into our energy, which of course I always talk about anyway, but this month for real, it's one of those months where everything is shifting place. We're getting acquainted with a new energetic phase. You guys have something really interesting going on, which it has a lot to do with self-trust and self-value. A lot of the placements this month and a lot of the energies keep reflecting back at you how you're valuing yourself, how you're valuing your energy, and if you're doing that, and getting back to that. Now, a lot of times our lack of self-confidence or where we're feeling a lack of value is where we are judging ourselves the harshest. So this is a great month to check in with noticing where you put a judgment. You put a letter grade or a number onto, or a good or a pass or a fail on each thing that you do in life, from the biggest to the simplest things. And a lot of times it's the simplest things. Temperance came out. Balance, divine alchemy, right? We want to find that balance point. And so you guys that have that cardinal quality of forging forward, pushing into new territory, wanting to get things done. And I think cardinal signs, you guys are very good at at giving good, judging things out and getting it done because you want to get it done. You want to see where the process is. You want to know that it's moving forward. And because this month is so not about the physical manifestation of getting it done, pushing through, pushing forward, pushing on the gas pedal and making it happen, but it's so much more about that intuitive process, about the subtle energy work and not about the just pure manifestation of physically going about. It's a great time to check in with that. Queen of Pentacles. Now, you guys, of course, are water, so you already have this intuitive gift with you. You already have the ability to tap into this. And so use it. Use it this month. Let me tell you about some of the placements and why I'm saying this thing about value and judgment and self-confidence when it comes to the energy signature work that you will be doing. And I'm pointing my finger there. So first one that's big for you guys is that Venus is going to be in Capricorn for most of the month starting on February 3rd. Capricorn's your opposite sign, and when you have that energy there, you are checking in with your mirror sign. You're checking in with how you relate to other. And Venus, so much about love and value and how we value ourselves and what is around us. Wheel of Fortune. There's some shifting pieces this month. So when it's in your opposite sign, it's a chance for you to kind of look in that deep mirror and make sure that you're valuing, your time and your energy and just checking in with where you're judging yourself, where you're judging your value, where you're judging your process in your love life or in how you're taking care of yourself or your body or your space, whatever. Strength. Wow. You have very strong energies this month. Very strong healing, nurturing energies this month that are very focused on you getting rock solid with your center point so that you can welcome in what's coming. I'm noticing that. Okay, so we have the Venus in your opposite sign. We have Mercury going to be in your fellow water sign of Pisces starting on February 10th. That will be fantastic for you. It will just help you communicate your big vision, your ideas, and have those ideas, those lightning bolt moments of how you're going to take your business or where you're going to take your life. So fantastic for that philosophical side of everything. Let's see. The new moon that's happening this month is in Aquarius on February 4th. King of Swords. Strong personalities around too. I will say that. And that's in your 8th house of transformation. So you have a new moon where it's kind of shedding skin for you. This can be a really soft, gentle place to check in with who you're becoming, where you're judging, where you can let go of those judgments. And then the full moon is really beautiful too for you because it's in your third house and it's a 0-degree full moon in Virgo. It works well with your energy. And what it's going to be doing is it's going to be giving you like this watery forward motion, like you're on a boat and you just caught the right current and it just takes you forward. Hermit energy came up as I'm speaking about this Virgo full moon. There's a lot of momentum behind that 0-degree moon because these 0-degree moons we've been having have really been propelling us into new versions of ourselves. And like each month we're getting a 0-degree new moon or full moon. And what we're doing is we are, every time we think we've gotten all the answers and then it's like, no, here's another 0-degree moon. We're going to do it again. We're going to check in with it again. We're going to move through it again. And of course, you guys are moving into this phase where you have the north node of the moon in your sign. When the north node of the moon is in your sign, which it is, and it will be the rest of this year and into next year, you have a very specific assignment going on. And that assignment is to remember that you are the answer. The North Node is like where we're all going, right? And when it's personally for you, it is saying that you're the first answer before anything else. It will keep redirecting you back to you as the answer to things. And it can be a little relentless. It's a good thing though. Queen of Swords. Interesting energies, you all. Cancer, you have some personalities. We'll say that. You have a lot of personalities around you, and you have a lot of shifting pieces, shifting energy. Okay, let me see if I've covered everything. So, that full Virgo full moon is happening on the 19th, and that's around the time Pisces season begins that day. The day before, Chiron is moving into Aries, moving into a fellow cardinal sign. So when you have like a major transit like that in another cardinal sign, it always hits all the cardinal signs. Just the way that it works is you all square and oppose each other, so you're always in conversation with your other cardinal signs. 9 of Pentacles, beautiful. Okay. Plenty of supportive energy here, but also a lot of moving. So when it moves into Aries, what you're going to be noticing with Chiron there is how you are relating to what you do in the world, how you put yourself out there in the world. And once again, it goes back to this value thing where it's like you've got to value yourself and your energy and your resources in order to put them out there in a way that feels good and authentic to you. So you're going to be checking in with that over and over and over again. So those are the big placements. And there's a lot of power behind this. But once again, the gifts that come through and the way that it comes through energetically speaking, collectively speaking, is in this quieter, subtle energy work. I think especially for the water signs, but really for everyone. And you have such an interesting collection of people and energy showing up for you this month. So one thing to keep in mind is I think you're going to have a lot of conversations. And I think you're going to be connected. You're going to be just like getting things moving out in the open. Sharing ideas with people and having like different personalities kind of getting in the mix. And one of your goals is going to be to check in with what feels good to you, what feels authentic to you, what conversations are working for you, and what ones are just not. Okay, so temperance starts this conversation off. And the fact that this is the first card is really important. Maybe you have some Sag energy in your life. It's possible. It's possible that you have some of that. But I think what's more important with the temperance energy is this idea of the divine alchemist. The tempering of the finding the balance in the quiet. The thing with the temperance card is this angel is taking the time to pour back and forth these healing materials to find the perfect balancing point of this material, of this liquid knowledge. And temperance always redirects us to find that beautiful balancing point, to find that beautiful space where things are just the right temperature. He's at the river of life, standing there, listening in. And something needs to be rebalanced in your life. Some power dynamic, some conversation needs to be rebalanced in your life. That's what I'm noticing here as I'm sitting with your energy today. Something needs to be reconnected there. whether that's in taking your power back, setting a healthy boundary, or in expressing yourself more, or finding value more. There's something going on with that. Now, there's this thing going on. The next three cards are kind of wild because we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Strength card. If you notice the Queen of Pentacles and the Strength card, these are divine feminine energies. And the way that they work is that they self-nurture. They understand they don't have to put all of their gifts out into the world in order to be seen, acknowledged, or empowered. In fact, especially the Queen of Pentacles works very quietly. She's very, it's the introverted self-valuing. And we were talking, like I said, I was talking about that with the Venus and Capricorn placement and with Mercury and Pisces and with Chiron moving into your 10th house. You've got a lot of conversations coming in for you that have to do with how you're self-valuing, how you're self-nurturing, how you're self-mothering. I find that the Queen of Pentacles is one of the most important key factors in a healthy lifestyle. If we have activated her quality of energy within ourselves on the day-to-day basis, we tend to do better in life because this is like a base that if you have this under your feet, you have everything that you need. Because this is about your day-to-day rituals, how you take care of your space, how you take care of your energy, how you judge yourself or don't judge yourself, how you understand and respect that energy. And she is quiet. She's not making a show of it. Nobody even knows that this work is going on, and yet they treat her with that respect. Same thing with strength in many ways. Strength is that idea that, we have a lion, we have the gifts, we have the ability to put ourselves out there and make things happen. But we don't unleash the lion on everybody. We just sit there quietly knowing and acknowledging that beautiful lion within us. And we let that energy come to meet us. Now I'm noticing you have temperance and strength. These are both fire sign energies. These are both fire element energies. And if you have fire energy around you, it can be very inflammatory and very and that's the other thing. We have Mars and Taurus this month, which to me is the one of the more complex conversations going on in general, because Mars is so about rah, 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 let's go. And Taurus is so about let's be in receptive mode. Let's figure this out. Let's take our time. Let's nurture. Let's do things. And so that conversation is coming in too. But you've got a call here with these two ladies to do that quiet, really deep altar work. In fact, as I'm sitting here, think about creating a little altar to nurturing, grounding energy for you. And finding this is where you self-value very deeply. You can really literally do that. And it can be really small and really simple. Just check in with it every day. Just take 5 minutes with it every day because this energy is so powerful. And if you can tap into it, what happens? The Wheel of Fortune is here in the midst of this conversation. And the Wheel of Fortune is we're going to change some things around. We're going to make things happen for you. We're going to bring in some surprises and some new elements and some new exciting material for you to work with. And because you have that grounding and because you're not judging yourself and because you're trusting yourself and because you feel that altar love and that balance that comes from all this divine energy that we saw in Temperance, Queen of Pentacles, and Strength, when it comes in, it's going to be amazing. And it is time for things to change. That's the thing with Wheel of Fortune. It's a timing card. It's when this shows up, yes, it is about surprise. It is about revolution. It is about evolution. And it's also about it's time for things to change. It's time for something to fall away, fall in, open up, connect. It's time for a shift, a revolution. And I think you're going to see exactly what it is. It may not all foment in February, but I think you're going to know exactly what specific thing this is. For each of you, it's going to be different, but it will be crystal clear as to what it is. Now, when we hit into Pisces season, it's good energy for you because Aquarian energy is so much about your transformation, right? It's a little bit of the death of self, death of old self. Every year, Aquarius season brings up certain themes for Cancer family that has to do with death of self, death of old versions of self, and opening up to new versions. That will happen every time. And then we hit into Pisces season, which is so much about your growth and expansiveness into the next thing. So once we hit into Pisces season, once Chiron has moved into Aries, we get this big full moon in Virgo, we're in Piscean energy. This is when I think you're going to notice you've got some traction. So take Aquarius season to set up that altar to yourself, connect in with it. And then when you get into Pisces season here, this is where we start to notice those big conversations coming in, those big new doors opening up, and some very interesting personalities showing up in your world. Look at this. I mean, these three are very powerful. King of Swords, Hermit, Queen of Swords. The Hermit here, yes, maybe you have a Virgo in your life. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, you've got some strong energies around you, regardless of what sign they are, whatever. If you have Temperance, Queen of Pentacles, Strength, Hermit, and then the King and Queen of Swords, that tells me there are a lot of people around you, Cancer, this month. A lot of people who probably want your resources, want your energy, want your attention, a lot of possibilities of who you can spend your time around, a lot of words and communication coming up, a lot, and like almost just too much. And here's the thing with that. Once again, you do have these energies that are very much about self-restoration and about checking in with self and about listening, about slowing down and about going internal. You're allowed to opt out of certain of these conversations. The Hermit kind of reflects back what we were saying with Strength and Queen of Pentacles, right? Because if you look at these three, they're all looking inward. They're not concerned with the external world at all. They just know they're doing their work. They just know they're checking in there. There's a really strong theme going on with you with all this other energy moving around you. So Hermit is about the inner light. He's the inner seeker. Yes, it's his introverted energy. This is something you guys have in your wheelhouse, Cancer. Like, you all know how to check in with this. Use it. Use it this month, because if you're surrounded by talkers, communicators, people who want to have phone calls, want to have meetings, want to get your ear, want to get your opinion, want to talk, want to share ideas, which can be amazing, right? These are benevolent characters. They're not trying to hack you down, but they're moving, shaking, talking. It's okay to pull back a little bit. But what I'm noticing with these two here, there could be a matchup going on here. Maybe you have a relationship coming in, or a relationship you're working on that requires a lot of communication. That's one way this can come in. This is also telling me, though, the way you use communication is really important once we do hit into Pisces season. There's a lot of moving and shaking. There's a lot of opening doors. There's a lot of opportunity. And you want to be impeccable with your word. You want to be really clear with what you are saying and how you are saying it. Because the thing with these two energies right here is, and the highest point of their quality of energy is their ability to communicate clearly and crisply. The King of Swords is known for his balance and rationality, coming to conclusions that benefit everybody, coming to the best possible balanced conclusion. And the Queen of Swords is known for her ability to set healthy boundaries, to say yes and no to things in accordance with what she wants. So if you look at these two, the way that they wield their swords when they're being healthy is that they wield them very directly and very crisply. So if you're finding it kind of hard to fully express everything that's coming up for you, it's a great time to workshop it on a piece of paper. If you have something you need to express to somebody, if you have a conversation you need to have and you're having a hard time getting it down, consolidated down to the basics, go ahead and just open a Word document or open your journal and write it out. See what you're really getting at there, what you're really needing to express, because I'm noticing something's got to be communicated here. And it has to do with you setting a healthy boundary. It has to do with you checking in with your self-value. It has to do with you, when you pull away some of that judgment that you've been putting on yourself, you realize that what you really need is this this particular aspect of your life to shift a little bit. Now, if you can use that good communication skills and you can roll with that, there's this bounty that comes with it. This warmth, this Nine of Pentacles energy, which is so about being nurtured in your space. And the thing that's nice about Nine of Pentacles, it's grounded, it's beautiful, but this is an energy where she's out and open. You know, she's able to show up and just be and feel relaxed. She's not so, you know, so much of the energy early in the month for you is about this introspective reassessment and making sure your center point's there. And this is about enjoying the party. And I think that whoever's showing up here with these conversations, there's a desire to enjoy the party. There's a desire to make connection. There's a desire to have conversation. It's all showing up. So it's just going to be eased by you having that center point and that groundedness. So I'm going to leave it there. This beautiful energy. It's a very interesting hodgepodge. Let February roll over you and through you, because it is not a month where we are getting to conclusions. We're not jumping to conclusions. We're not jumping to the final outcome. We are very deeply in process. We are very deeply in the process of resetting our energetic signatures. And that means that it's not so much about getting results this month. I'll be honest. With that, I'm going to close it out. I wish you such a beautiful February. I really do. Take great care of yourselves, my loves. You can find me on Instagram at @SarahTarot or on my website, sarahtarot.com. I do private sessions. You just want to hop on over to my website and get on my calendar. I book a few months out in advance, so be sure to check that out if you want a birthday reading. You can also find my Flow series, which I've just started on Vimeo. I'll leave the link below. I still have the year aheads up as well, so if you're looking for that big overarching picture and you're still kind of feeling out 2019, it's a great way to feel empowered, so I'll leave the link for that below as well. I'm also wearing PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry. She's one of my best friends. She's just an amazing person, and she hand makes everything. One-of-a-kind pieces, so please go check her out. She's given you 15% off just for being part of this family. She's an amazing, amazing artist and being, and energy being. If you want jewelry that has really loving energy, nurturing energy, this is the person to go to. I will see you all in March for more fun with Pisces energy, and have a beautiful February.